Is calling on public support to keep its 7 heritage trams on their tracks. A campaign launched this week is looking to raise more than $1 million to help with upgrades. Isabel Prasad has more.
They're a familiar sight in Auckland's Western Springs. And school holiday madness means MOTAT's trams are packed right now.
It's something completely different. It's exciting.
Well, it's a bit bumpy and it's quite noisy.
Do you like the trams? But after decades of use, these old tracks are in need of an urgent upgrade.
We're asking the public to support the tram investment by adopting a tram. You can choose whichever tram you love the most, and you can choose the level of support, and you get to adopt a tram for a whole year.
The heritage tramway was built in the early 1960s, first contained to the museum's grounds, but eventually extended by more than 2 kilometres to reach Auckland Zoo. Alan Curtis has been here since the very beginning.
Trams and trains were interesting things, and so when the opportunity came to come down here and start working on trams, it was, for a 18-year-old, it was absolutely ideal.
And do you have like a favourite tram, or?
Well, that's like asking, which is your favourite child. So that's really difficult.
The trams carry more than 200,000 passengers each year, taking people to another era of transportation.
It certainly gives me a lot of delight to see our smallest visitors, exploring and discovering about science and technology, about transport, the history and the future.
With staff hoping New Zealanders jump on board the campaign to keep these trams rolling.
Kiwis will pitch in. We all pitched in back in the 1960s and made the thing happen, and people will come back today and make the thing continue.
So young faces like this can continue to enjoy a much-loved experience. Isabel Prasad.
I grew up here in Auckland in the 60s and 70s when we had a very large and extensive electric trolley bus system, and it was those vehicles that really captured my interest in electric street transport. And I couldn't get involved with the trolley buses here, so at 15 I joined the MOTAT tramway here. Well, right up until about 2018 I've been an active volunteer with the tramway, but I was working in the city looking after the tramway in Wynyard Quarter, and when that was set to close, one of the many times it's closed, MOTAT offered me a position here to bring my knowledge of what I'd learned over the years here to MOTAT. And so now I look after the track and the overhead wire infrastructure here at MOTAT on the tramway. Basically, the tram line here has been down, running outside now for over 40 years. And when it was built, we were using track redundant from streets. We used some old railway line, didn't have the budgets that we obviously have today. And so over time, that track is now really getting past its use-by date. This tramway was never envisaged to be as it is today. It was supposed to be just a nice, quiet museum tramway, but we've now become a vital link between our 2 museum sites and the Auckland Zoo, and that means that we have a tram crossing that track every 12 minutes, 24 times a day. There are 2 trams that run the service, and on busy weekends we run up to 9 or 10 trams, and all of that takes its toll on the infrastructure. And now we need to raise some additional funds to try and help us replace the worn out pieces of track. And the Adopt-A-Tram program is something new and exciting we're trying to try and help boost the funding that we've got. We need a little bit more to finish the job. You just simply pop onto the MOTAT website, and there you'll see the link to the Adopt-A-Tram campaign, and it tells the story of all of our lovely heritage trams from Auckland and Wellington, and how you can adopt a tram. Outside of Wynyard Quarter, this is the only place that you can ride trams in the setting that they used to operate in. But more importantly, for MOTAT, this is our #1 attraction. Every survey, people come back and say, what's the thing you love most about MOTAT? We love the trams. And so they're such a vital part of the operation, and they perform that transport link. So it's more than just a ride, it's a transport link between the 2 museum sites. I have 2 favourites. One is our restored Wellington double-decker from 1906. My other favourite is this lovely old lady here. This is Auckland's first tram built in Britain, along with our first 43 trams in 1902. They arrived out here in kit set form. This, for whatever reason, was the first box they opened, so she was the first tram reassembled at the Ponsonby depot. and she's now currently the oldest operating electric tram in New Zealand. And if I look this good at 122 years of age,